In 2020, Dustin Poirier is a grizzled UFC veteran who continues to be at the top of any division he fights in. He entered the UFC in January 2011 in his debut versus Josh Grisby. He would win this fight and kick off a Hall of Fame worthy career. However, he did have some hurdles in his career that he wasn't able to get over. One of those was the notorious Conor McGregor. Before we go any further, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We do a weekly podcast and talk about breaking news in the UFC and MMA. September 27th, 2014, UFC 178. Dustin is the 5th ranked featherweight and Conor is the 9th ranked who is looking to make his way to the title. This was the 4th fight for Conor in the UFC in just over a year, all while selling out arenas and taking the MMA world by storm. Not everyone was a fan of the notorious one, including Dustin. Let's put ourselves in Dustin's shoes for a second. Up until 2014, he's been in the UFC for almost 4 years now and has fought the who's who in the featherweight division. He had to work day in and day out to earn the title of 5th ranked featherweight in the UFC, as opposed to Conor, who has been given favorable matchups and a rocket strapped to his back. Dustin asserted himself as a veteran who teaches and puts the newcomers in their place. He constantly mentions to others around him and the media that Conor has not faced anyone like him. He is making it clear to people that he's fighting for something bigger than himself. He is going to stop the shenanigans of Conor and prove that he was always a better fighter and athlete. This theme does continue throughout the build-up of the fight. Rather than just focusing on the fight itself, Dustin let his emotions get the better of him at many instances such as this.
With them, I'm bringing it up on my own and I'm taking them all out. It's my division. See ya!
I've never disliked somebody that much that I've never fought.
I'm a nice guy now.
He likes me after I whoop his ass. I might have to whoop it twice.
Mistake, he's afraid. He's a scared little boy. And panic is setting in, and that is that. He's too experienced, all of this shit, I keep hearing it. I sit back, smile, go in and put him away in 1 round, and we will talk again on Saturday night.
You ain't shit, boy. You ain't shit. Yeah, you ain't shit. What's up?
That's good.
What's up? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Never seen nothing like this, boy. I'm coming, man. I'm coming get him.
I think that this is going to be my first true test, but when I make it look easy, they will have nothing to say, and it will make my case for my world title shot.
I'm ready to fall.
A few days away, my friend. I'm getting out of here, man. Yeah, let's go.
Like, there's a time to be professional, you know what I mean?
Fucking in a lobby with your crews there, you be a fucking jackass. He's new to this game, though. He'll learn.
You can see that Dustin cannot even stay in the same room as Conor. The amount of dislike and disdain he has for Conor gets the better of him. Conor did take the opportunity to continue what he has always done best, mind games.
An after party with, because I thought that would be cool, you know. Whip Conor's silly ass and then have some fish and chips and Guinness, you know. Dedicate this fight to Ireland.
I see him as a tough journeyman, a guy that comes to fight. His shots are basic, and I believe this is where it comes to an end, you know. He said, I'm ready or something, and I said, yeah, get ready you're ready to fall, or get ready, I don't know what I said, but then he was like nervous and fidgety. I could sense panic in the young boy. I could see it in him. You can't hide it, you know, you can hide it with words, but you can never hide it with your eyes and with your body language. It's impossible. And then when I saw the embedded thing, I was laughing. I thought it was funny, you know, for him to run out there and be like crying and all this type of stuff. It amuses me, to be honest.
It is. It's personal and it's business. It's a grudge match. I don't like this guy, you know.
Conor's gonna get exposed, and he's been running his mouth a lot, so it's impossible to do what he said he's gonna do. You know, I'm prepared and ready, and I'm gonna put this guy away.
Good luck. Have fun out there.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to punish this kid.
The way Conor carries himself, he comes off disrespectful, and it's going to be a hard pill to swallow when it all comes crumbling down.
At the end of the day, he knows that these fighters are people. They have feelings and emotions. An X factor that comes into play for any Conor fight is the mind games he plays with these fighters who let it leak into the fight. Even up to right before the bell rang, Dustin showed his frustration with Conor by smacking his hand. Fighters who are ulted by Conor lose the battle once they feed into it. You start to see them doing uncharacteristic actions or gestures. They also start to mimic and attempt to keep up with what Conor's doing. All this really leads to is them looking out of character and a poor man's version of Conor. For this matchup, we really haven't seen much talk or footage from either fighter. That might be because of the global situation right now. But there's still time for a one-on-one Conor interview talking about how fragile Dustin is and how his chin is compromised.
September 27th, I'm gonna rip Dustin's head clean off. You know, it makes no difference about nothing. Dustin, a little pea head. Dustin thinks it's all talk. Dustin thinks it's all talk, but when he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's gonna know it's not all talk. All you gotta do is look at Dustin's last couple of fights. You know, the last contest he fought a tough reject, an Ultimate Fighter reject, and nobody gave a shit about it, and he got wobbled about 40 times. His chin is deteriorating. Every single contest he gets in, he hits one knee. He does a gust of wind and he does the chicken dance. You know what I mean? Coming up against me, that's not going to be good. You know, I'm going to crack him with a jab and he's going to wobble and I'm going to put him away early. It's going to be a first round KO, mark my words. You get wobbled in every fight, Dustin. Every fight. You get dropped to one knee in every fight. Every single fight you get dropped to one knee. No. Every single fight. Diego dropped you, Akira dropped you. They all dropped you, Dustin. Come on, I'm going to hurt you bad. Diego. As far as I'm concerned, I'm number one. And when Dustin's head clatters off that canvas, they'll realize pretty soon. His weakness is obviously his chin. You know, look, don't get me wrong, I like the kid. He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back arse of nowhere. You know, I've nothing against the guy, you know what I mean? I'm sure he grew up in a circus or a fair, or, you know, he's a nice little kid. So, Cletus, or, you know, his cousin's probably named Cletus or something. I don't know, he's a nice kid. But his chin is gonna be cracked, and it's gonna be cracked early. And I don't hit like these people. I haven't got experience at the top level. You know, he main evented one UFC event and lost. I main evented my hometown, and it was one of the best UFC events in history, and I stopped the guy inside one round. So, you know, I'm experienced. He will know pretty early that he's in over his head. He'll wake up and he'll bow before me. You know, he doesn't have a vision of what's going to happen, as you can clearly see. Yeah, throughout training camp, you definitely have shots that you see, that you feel cracking. You know, you feel them shots happen. You know, but this is trust me, this is a first round KO for me. I have no doubt in my mind. His toes will curl, and I will celebrate. Work harder than me, and they don't want it like I want it, you know. So my confidence comes from looking around at the division. I don't see anything in the division that troubles me, not one of them. They don't move like I move, they don't think like I think, and they don't talk like I talk. That's my confidence.
Lead up in the process to get ready for the fight, I thought he wasn't getting in my head, and he might have been. You know, looking back at it now, I don't know. I wanted to hurt him. I was aggravated and mad all the time. You know, I'm a thinker, man. I always think and go through the fight in my head over and over again, and a lot of times I would find myself like being angry at him or thinking about him. I'm not fighting him who he is. I'm fighting his style of fighting and what he does in the.
We have an analysis video looking at the matchup and predicting who wins and how. It's at the top right of your video and in the description. If you like the video, make sure you press the thumbs up. And if you want more, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and a podcast talking about the latest news and events in the UFC and MMA. Follow our Instagram page and TikTok in the description below.